Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update for Monday, May 6th, 2024. Thanks so much for watching. Let's take a quick look at your Montgomery County numbers for the last 7 days. We had 159 new listings, 148 under contract, 124 closed sales, 32 price changes, 47 on the private market, and only 1 expired. So we've had some great weather here to start off May. In the last few days, we've had sunny weather, beautiful days. I was able to lay out a little bit over the weekend and got a little bit of a sunburn, which felt great, which all that does is fuel our housing market typically, although last week we saw a little bit of a slowdown with interest rates topping out at 7.5%, which is the highest they've been since August. This week, we're starting out the week a little bit better. They're at 7.25 currently, but of course we've got the whole week to do things with that. And consumer sentiment reports come out on Friday, and I'm definitely hearing some rumblings that consumer sentiment is not as good as it has been. We definitely have not escaped the chances of recession for this year. I still think that we're seeing some indications that manufacturing is coming in a little bit lower. We're starting to see some trends that we are headed for a recession. So that's good news for interest rates. So hopefully through the end of the year, we might see those interest rates come down a little bit. And Jerome Powell did say last week that the feds are not going to be raising interest rates right now. They will probably not raise interest rates throughout this year, and they potentially will be doing 0.25% of a basis point cut this year, but only 1 cut. So hopefully that will encourage rates to come down a smidge. We're still seeing multiple offers happening, even with these high interest rates. Most agents will tell you that we're seeing 10, 20, 30 offers on homes frequently, but we are still seeing a bit of a pinch. First-time home buyers are dealing with low inventory, high interest rates, and higher prices, which is making affordability very challenging for first-time home buyers. We're also dealing with existing homeowners, struggling with wanting to give up their current low interest rate. We've got about 75% of current homeowners locked in at 5% or below. So that makes it a very difficult thing to walk away from. We also have baby boomers wanting to stay in their homes longer. Normally, when someone retires, they might think they want to downsize or maybe move to Florida or something like that. Around here, we see that common. But however, prices in Florida in recent years have become out of reach for many people, which makes it difficult to attain that dream of moving somewhere south. And prices in Texas and Arizona have also gotten very high. We are seeing some of those prices recover, and they are correcting a little bit and coming down, but maybe not to the point that it makes it affordable for someone who owns a home here, and they own their home out here outright, but it still might only be $400,000, which is a great price for a house they bought 30 years ago. But the home in Florida is probably closer to $600,000 that they want, still making it unaffordable for them. We've got some other things going on. Statistics say 1/3 of homes sold above list price in March. Majority of listed homes, so if they're on the market for more than a month, we're seeing 7% shaved off that list price. So in this market time is going to kill you. So if you're listed for more than a month, chances are you're going to lower your sales price by about 7%. And get this, and more than 10% if they're on the market for more than 3 months. So that accounts for some of those price changes that we're seeing. So some homes are still listed too high, even though home prices have come up, and we are seeing, record high prices. But if you're priced too high, push it too far, then you are going to get bit by, being on the market for too long and then having buyers expect a deep discount on that home. And if you hit, in this market, if you hit 7 to 14 days or more, depending on your price point, everyone's asking what's wrong. Now, in the higher price points, we're not seeing that as much. Over $750,000 in Crystal Lake is a pretty big house, pretty high price point. And so those homes do take a little bit longer to sell, but those lower price points, we're expecting them to go really, really fast with multiple offers. And if they don't, people are wondering what the heck is going on. So some other challenges in this housing market is that most homeowners, if they are selling, they're also a buyer somewhere else, which is why we've talked about someone selling their home does not necessarily create more inventory if they are also a buyer, unless they have multiple homes and they're just getting rid of one of them. So most homeowners are also going to be a buyer. Therefore, when they sell their home, they've got to buy another one. And we're dealing with this sort of what comes first, the chicken or the egg. And it makes this market kind of difficult to navigate, because if you have to sell your current home in order to buy your next home, how do you do that in a market like this where you're the one that you want to buy might have multiple offers? and they're not accepting a home sale contingency. So there's a couple different things to know about, one of which is that there's a difference between home sale contingency and home close contingency. If you have a home sale, it means that you're going and trying to buy a home without even having your current home listed. That is not a good idea. That is a very difficult offer to get accepted. If you want to buy and sell at the same time, you're better off getting your current home listed under contract through attorney review and inspection, and then going out and finding your next home and writing an offer that is a home close contingency. So your home's already sold, your home is on its way to closing. You're just writing a contingency based on your home closing, it actually selling, not it actually getting a contract. So those are two different things. So knowing how to navigate that is one thing. The other thing we're doing is we are doing some rate buy downs. We're seeing that some buyers, some sellers are offering credits that a buyer can use to buy down their rate, and instead of a 7.25%, they might be able to get a 5.25 if they do a 2-to-1 buy down. That is a really great strategy for a lot of buyers out there right now. So if you're worried about that high interest rate, you definitely should consider a 2-to-1 buy down to get your rate down a little bit lower. Like I said, rates are better this week, and we are seeing things trending in the right direction in terms of consumer sentiment that will come out on Friday, hopefully being a little bit lower, which should hopefully help those interest rates. You know, people think, oh, the economy's doing great, we want low interest rates too. And I've said this before, they don't go hand in hand. If you have a bustling economy, you are going to have higher interest rates. The reason we had such low interest rates for so long was because we had the Great Recession followed by a worldwide pandemic. We don't normally see very low interest rates, meaning below 6% ever. That's not normal. The historical average is 8%. So a mortgage rate of 7.25 is actually below average. I know it's higher than it's been for a long time, but it's not high historically. The biggest problem that people have is if you're locked in at a low interest rate, your payment's really low, and you want to buy a bigger house. Now with a higher interest rate and a higher purchase price, that payment is going to be drastically different than what you're paying right now. And that's kind of the pill that's really hard for people to swallow is, how do I go from a $2,000 a month payment to a $7,000 a month payment? That's a big jump. And so that's kind of where we're seeing people really struggling with making the move and actually pulling the plug on maybe something that has needed to happen. We know that people move due to life circumstances. They don't move due to interest rates. People move because they get married, they get divorced, they have babies, they get job transfers. Things like that are the reasons why people move. And so the interest rates just, add pain to that if you have to move. And people who don't necessarily have to move, they just are not going to. They're going to stay put. And those baby boomers, they're wanting to stay in their homes for longer. They are wanting to stay as long as they possibly can. They are not moving because moving out of state has become unaffordable, and their home is paid off, so they don't really want to go and get a mortgage at 7.25%. It's just not attractive. So that's where we're at. We still have homes moving though. We still, like I said, we still had 159 new homes hit the market. We had 148 go under contract. So we still have lots of things happening in our real estate market. It's just not as much as it was in 2021 and 2022, which is to be expected. So if you have any questions about this, I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team. If you need help navigating this market, please give me a call. I would love to be your resource. I am always here to answer questions and help you navigate and kind of, a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to waste your time, Miranda. I don't know that I'm going to move. I'm like, yeah, no kidding. You don't have the information. You need information to make a good decision. And I'm here to help you with that information. So if you have questions, you want to have me come by your home and just even give you an idea of what it would sell for and what that might look like, if that's something that you're thinking about, please give me a call. I'm here to be helpful. My number is 815-529-0777. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Bye-bye.